Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a Mental Health Monday. Today, we're going to continue on with the testing series. Today, we have the testing chamber. I haven't actually played this one, I played the other ones, so I'm pretty sure it's the same format of asking me a bunch of questions to tell me something that I feel like I need to know. Hopefully, you enjoy it, and let's get right on into it. This experience is all about exploration and self-discovery. The testing chamber has many hidden mysteries to uncover, if you so choose to take advantage of all it has to offer. Each time you enter a new chamber, your progress will be saved and you'll be unable to return from whence you came. It's important to explore each area as much as you can while you can in order to get the most out of your experience. Ooh, is this more of an exploration one? Some events throughout this experience can only be unlocked through exploration and finding hidden pieces to puzzles. If you move on from one area too quickly before finding these pieces, you may miss out on future opportunities to unlock secrets you come across later. We urge you to choose your actions wisely. It's recommended that you play this game in dark while wearing headphones for full atmospheric effect and ambience. You may play using a controller, keyboard, or mouse, and you may adjust your key bindings as you see fit in the options menu. We hope you enjoy your journey as it unfolds, and we wish you safe travels through the testing chamber. Memorial of the Fallen. A cold wind blows, making the pouring rain that much colder. The constant sting of a heavy downpour is almost unbearable on your bones, as your tattered attire offers you little protection from the harsh elements. Firelight flickers wildly in the distance, beckoning you onward. Eastern path, the Lady of the Scales. Western path, the testing chambers. Butterfly wings wanted. These winged beasts are an unwelcome plague in these lands. All butterflies are to be captured and plucked apart on sight. Rest in peace, Sean Williams. You will be eternally missed. Rest in peace, Mark Edwards. Forever loved, never forgotten. Rest in peace, Felix Arvids. Always in our minds, forever in our hearts. Wooden grave marker tethered with rope sits before you. What do you want to do? Read the grave marker? Here rests Sloth. Time waits for no one. Time will pass with or without you. And a year from now, you can be a year ahead, or you can look back at your life a year prior and find yourself standing in the exact same position that you are right now. You don't want to move forward, but you do have to move. Sloth, my friend, is the enemy of greatness. Nice. Rest in peace, Sloth. A large stone mausoleum stands before you. A solid stone door guards the entrance. You get to if you venture forward, there might be no coming back. What would you like to do? Let's see about the Lady of Scales. A sculpture of a woman holding a set of golden scales stands tall before you. As you gain upon its architecture, you begin to get the sense that lack of balance between the scales represents something within yourself. Notice a small cat-like creature wandering around aimlessly. What would you like to do? Of course I'm going to pet the cat. Lily Lils. You reach down and inspect the tags that are successfully fastened to the collars of the animal. Reads the name, Lily Lils. Give Lily Lils a gentle pat on the head. A twinkling light radiates from the crystallized object nestled amongst the flowers. What would you like to do? Mine. Reach out and grab the twinkling object. It appears to be an encrusted flower petal, crystallized and preserved over time. Shit. You see a shadow visage of Roldy appear briefly out of the corner of your eye. You hear a faint whisper on the wind. She loves me. Visage disappears just as quickly as it came. She loves me not. You know, it's a small cat-like creature wandering around aimlessly. Slowly, Lils. Yep, it is. Okay. Is that a butterfly? Kill it. A small butterfly flutters near you. It almost seems as though it wants to be caught. What would you like to do? Lock the wings from the butterfly. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly and stuff them in a small wooden lockbox for safekeeping. You have acquired butterfly wings. Faint Whisper, learn to let go of things that no longer serve you a positive purpose, for it becomes the burden of dead weight that you shall carry with you from one problem to the next. A thud can be nourished from a hidden, coming from the wooden lockboxes as if something's trying to escape from within. Is it telling me I shouldn't have gotten rid of the butterfly? Because it's pointless? Doesn't do anything for this game? I'm like, I did it though. There's no point in looking backwards. You're not going that way. Well, I think that's everything. Let's go. You give the heavy stone door a solid push as it begins to open. The darkness emanating from the mausoleum is impenetrable. Something beckons you from within. The pungent smell of dirt and trapped rainwater floods the cavern air. You descend the rope into the unknown. Oh, the autosave, so this is probably long. Might have to break this up into multiple parts. An unmined ore vein protrudes from the cavern floor. Glimmers of copper shine here and there between dirt and rock. Can I take the pickaxe? Can I mine it? A rusted mining pick leans gently against the cavern wall. The hand is splintered and weak. The tool has surely been seen better days, but its purpose has been served well. No, I cannot. Another butterfly? Pluck the wings from all the butterflies. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly and stuff them into a small wooden lockbox for safekeeping. You have acquired butterfly wings. Others won't remember the most beautiful face nor the most beautiful body. At the end of the day, they will remember the most beautiful heart and soul. The severed wings seem to be spasming even after they've been removed from the creature. Kinda dark. A twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object partially buried in the dirt floor. What would you like to do? Pick the object. Reach out and grab the twinkling object. It appears to be an encrusted flower petal, crystallized and preserved over time. Ooh. She loves me not. A shouty visage of royalty appears briefly once again. You hear the same faint whisper, just the same as before. She loves me not. And once again the visage disappears into the shadows from whence it came. A plethora of old books line the dusty wooden shelves. Most of the pages are disconnected from the spine, and the ink on the parchment has become illegible and lost to time. A wide array of potions and elixirs fill the shelves, though they appear to be far past their expiration dates. Malachus, you've come a long way to find this place, wanderer. Let's hope your search is not in vain. Behind me lies the testing chamber. If you wish to enter, I must warn you first. Upon entry, you will not be able to return. You will go deeper and deeper and deeper into the chamber. You will wander. You will search. You will be watched, and you will be judged. And as you delve deeper, you will be unable to return from whence you came. But most importantly, you will have the opportunity to find answers you seek. However, all knowledge comes with a price, and you must reveal the darkest secrets you hold dear to an unseen force in which you know nothing about. Only then will you gaze upon the very reflection of your soul. Remember to take your time and explore every inch, every corner, every dark crevice that exists within. Whatever you decide to put into this testing chamber will be exactly what you get out. Now go, wanderer, into the testing chamber and claim what belongs to you. Ooh. No. You're about to enter the testing chamber. You'll be asked to make decisions and choices that cannot be undone, and in time, you'll be asked a series of questions in which you must provide your darkest truths. Your honesty is of grave importance. For if you try to cheat your way through the testing chamber, the only person you'll be cheating is yourself. You'll be asked to carry out a series of tasks. Some of these tasks will be rather simple. And some of these tasks will have you questioning yourself, questioning your morals, and above all else, questioning your resolve. The most important thing to remember is to take your time. Do not rush. Keep your eyes peeled and senses alert for secrets hiding in plain sight. The testing chamber is home to many hidden events, unique experiences, and unknown entities. Before I let you go, just know this. Every move you make, every breath you take, I'll be watching you. Wanderer. May your journey be filled with the answers you seek. The welcoming room. Firelight flickers in the distance. You're unsure of where you are, but you get the sense that perhaps you shouldn't be here. Your game has successfully been autosaved. Butterfly! It's missing a few of its legs. What would you like to do? Pluck the wings from the butterfly. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly and stuff them into a small wooden lockbox. Butterfly wings. Sometimes life refuses to give you the things you wish for. It's not always because you don't deserve them. Oftentimes it's because you deserve better and you just can't see what life has in store for you. It gives its life for you, wanderer. All the butterfly wings. An old journal made from a thick animal skin parchment sits atop the wooden table. It has a list of questions with blank spaces for answers to be written. What would you like to do? Sure, let's answer the questions. You begin to read the questions from the journal. You ink your answers upon the pages using a vial of crimson liquid that sits next to the book. Blood. Do you have any obsessions that you would consider to be unhealthy? Yes. If you were on a jury, would you be willing to convict someone of a crime that you feel shouldn't even be illegal? Yes. It's not about my feelings at that point. If one of your vital organs was damaged beyond repair and one of your closest family members offered to give you a transplant, however it means sacrificing their life in the process to do so, would you accept their offer? No. At my current point, I do not think I want anyone to die from you. If you're offered one item of your choosing, whatever it is, you'd wish it to be, but in order to attain it, you have to put 100 pounds of body weight, and then lose all 100 pounds within the next year, would you do it? Yes. Because the item is magic, bro. I could do so much things with that item that I could definitely do it. If you knew that the love of your life would get dementia and lose all memory of who you were in the 5 years from now, would you continue to pursue a relationship with them, at least up until they've forgotten who you were? So, that kind of gets into like the 13th reason. You know, that's the depressing way to go. But, if I'm being honest here, I think that the idea of pursuing them would make me want to try to work through with them, because it's the love of my life, right? And even if they get dementia, I should still want to be with the love of my life, which means working with them through their dementia, even if, you know, it can never be changed or stopped, but I still want to be there for them. Would you trade everything you have in life as it currently stands for a brand new life of your choosing? In a sense, I would. It's a pretty easy choice. But the reason I say it's an easy choice is because a life of my choosing is technically my dream life. Because even if it's my dream life, it's only as it currently is. So I could trade everything, but then still get the same things back, just slightly different. And then it's technically not the same. I would, 100%. But you can consider yourself to be warm-hearted. Sometimes. Do you believe you have a dark mind? Sometimes. Would you say you have a dark sense of humor? Yes, I think my soundboards say that for me. If an alien race took over planet Earth, would you join them and betray the human race if it meant your survival? No, not my survival. Other people's maybe, but not my own. Would you consider yourself to be a loyal person? Most of the time. Believe that freedom is the most important aspect of life? No. If you knew that a meteor was headed for the Earth and it would mean the extinction of the human race, would you board a space shuttle and head to the colony on Mars? Yes, because I would go into space for any reason. Space is cool. Do you ever wonder if there's someone out there who's almost exactly like you in nearly every conceivable way? No, I've never thought about that. That'd be kind of cool if it was true, though. You ever get that sense that you're being watched even when you're certain that you're alone? Yes. You finish inking your final answers into the journal. The crimson ink begins to swirl and form symbols on the page where you've provided your answers. Oh, summoning demons. The final page of the journal appears to be considerably torn. It also seems to be made of a different parchment material than the rest of the journal. Perhaps this will be of use. You have acquired torn journal page. Your decisions have been noted. Your mark has been left. How do you feel, Wanderer? What's it like to traverse these halls? Perhaps I should ask you that question again once you've seen what's in store for you. Blood-soaked journal sits atop the wooden table. I was right. Strange symbols cover the page where you've written your answers. Summoning demons. The rotten carcass of a swine rests atop the table. It appears to only be half cooked, as baked meat mixes with rotten, decayed flesh. Squish. Squish. An old dusty clock sits on the wall. The hands on the clock stopped frozen on 1:11. Can I move him? I cannot. Ooh, shiny. Circular light radiates from the crystallized object widens to a small crack in the bottom of the stone wall. Take the object. Reach out and grab the twinkling object. It appears to be an encrusted flower petal. Crystallized and observed over time. You have acquired Priscaline Petal. I do not think I will be saying it every time I get one of these. Fuck you, King. She loves me. A stone statue of a veiled woman stands tall before you. Her expression is cold and stoic. What would you like to do? Do I have a token? I do not have a token off the statue. What is this? A dusty leather pouch resides here. What would you like to do? What's in the bag? Inside the bag rests a wisdom token. It floats into your pocket as if it belongs to you. You've acquired a wisdom token. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. You gaze deeply into the mirror. You see no reflection. Attraction plants the seeds. Reflection grows our desire. Mirror the things we need. Flourish into what we admire. You pay tribute and receive the blessing of wisdom. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. You hear glass shatter in the distance. You gaze deeply into the mirror. Something begins to pull you in. The halls of purgatory. You somehow managed to find your way behind the mirror. How you got here is beyond your understanding, but the more important question you have to ask yourself is how are you going to find your way out? Is that blood? Is that like a... Did the bed Tokyo drift? As odd as it may seem, the welcome sight of a blood-soaked bed that rests on dirty floor in the corner is almost comforting. It's probably best not to rest in a place like this. Before you stands an old iron gate. You try to open it, but the gate won't budge. You do not currently have the means to get through this gate. Currently. Don't Resident Evil me. Your action has been noted. Butterfly wings! Pluck the wings. You have acquired butterfly wings. Imagine if you had given up the last time you felt like your whole world came crashing down. Think of all the amazing moments you would have missed. Wisdom has been granted. Ooh, shady! Oh. Give it here. She loves me not. What about you? You notice a small cat-like creature wandering out aimlessly. What would you like to do? Pet the kitten. You reach down and inspect the tags that are securely fastened to the collar. It reads the name Libby Lib. You give Libby Lib a gentle pat on the head. Oh, this does help. A bloodstained altar stands before you. Upon the altar rests a tattered diary. What would you like to do? Walk away. Your decision has been noted. Well, what if I wanted to read it this time? Walk away. Yeah. Oh, shiny chest now. Before you sits an old rotted wooden chest. It appears to be locked tight. How do I open it? Well, I guess it's rotted. Maybe I can just punch it. We don't have the means to open this chest. Perhaps you should try praying for some guidance. Decision has been noted. Fuck you, bro. I'm gonna go check the blood. Will the bed push me in? The stillness. The silence. The abyssal darkness and the death below. You wonder how deep it goes. You hear what sounds like breathing down below, as if there's something lurking in the darkness. Can't help but wonder just why it be gazing back at you from below. Walk away. Feed the maw. You hold not what the abyss desires. Your attempt has been noted. I kinda wanna jump in. I won't even lie. Read. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. First entry. We all grow frantic. We begin to panic. Impending doom looming over us now. Antagonistic antics. We grow manic. We spiral as we plummet towards the ground. We pray for the winged ones to come and save us from our fall. We pray for the watch ones to guide us before we lose it all. We pray for sickness, health, greed, and wealth, mercy or reprieve. All our prayers we shout in vain to a God in whom we don't believe. But we must ask this of you before you decide to go. There's just one thing we wonder, desperately wishing to know. Just what would you do if you only knew that the God you don't believe in doesn't even believe in you? Signed, the Madman. Well, if a God doesn't believe in me, then I guess I don't actually exist. A small rusty key rests on the page of the diary. Kinda looks like a mongoose. A bogus. Oh, never mind, it looks normal from this angle. So, key. Open the chest. The lock clicks open with a single turn, the key turns to dust in your hand. It disappears from the chest with a blink of an eye. Somehow managed to find itself securely in the palm of your hand. You have acquired corrosive. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. Before you stands an old iron gate. You try to open it, but the gate won't budge. You throw the bottle of corrosive at the iron gate. It disintegrates before your eyes. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. A blood-soaked doll in the darkened corner of the room. Her eyes are fixated on you, seem to follow you wherever you move. It almost looks as though its head moves slightly, but it could just be your mind playing tricks on you. Upon closer inspection, you notice the doll is wearing a ring around one of her bloody fingers. What would you like to do? Don't take the doll's ring, bro. The torchlight guides the way, provides visibility to the bloodstain, etching the old stone walls. A noose. It is a noose, God bless. An old noose sits on the table. Thick layers of dry blood coat the dusty rope. Flakes of crimson begin to crumble off the noose and onto your hands, absorbing sweat and melding to your fingers like thick, sticky paint. We're gonna walk away for now. An old journal made from thick animal skin parchment sits atop the wooden table. It has a list of questions with blank spaces for answers to be written. Sure, let's fill in the answers. You begin to read the questions from the journal, your ink, your answers, and a vial of crimson sitting next to the book. Do you have a favorite number? Yes. Do you have a favorite color? Also yes. Do you have any superstitions you genuinely believe? Also yes. Life is short. Do you agree with this statement? And also very long. Have you ever cut anyone out of your life completely? Yes. Ever felt like you deserve a second chance? Of course. Do you believe that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to? No. Would you say that you put a high personal value on family? Yes. You can call me Dom. Family. Have you ever felt unloved? Quite often. Have you ever felt unwanted? Of course. You ever wonder if anyone is thinking about you? I do. You think about others often? Mm-hmm. I think about all my friends and used to be friends. Would you say that you're considered a person? Sometimes. You ever feel like others don't always consider your feelings? Yes. It happens quite often. Do you ever feel undervalued? Yes. You finish inking your final answer into the journal. The crimson ink begins to swirl and form symbols on the page where you provided answers. The final page of the journal appears to be considerably torn. It's the... Let me see. You acquired turn journal page. Decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. Yeah, weird. The bad Tokyo drifted. And Tokyo drifted all the way to the end here. And there's a doll with a ring. I don't want to steal its ring. What's the clock say? An old dusty clock sits on the wall. Dried blood seems to have found a home upon its case. Stands a clock that stopped frozen on 2:22. I see the arrows. What's that say? Can't read it. I'm blind as a bat. Help. So the noose is definitely the right answer. I kinda have to, don't I? Well, I'm like, if this ends the episode prematurely, I'll just take it as an L for now. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. Uh-oh. The music stopped. Uh-oh. You find a dilapidated pillar sturdy enough to support your weight and string yourself up. The noose wraps around your neck and the rope stretches tight as you begin to suffocate. Ooh. You must carry the weight of your choices upon your shoulder, no matter how heavy a burden may be. You will bear them all the same. Game said nah. Can I do it again? Take the noose with me. Flakes of crimson coat your fingers and stain them red. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. Oh god, she's gone. I should have stole her ring. The stillness, the silence, the abyssal darks in the depths. You wonder how deep it goes. Leap. You foolishly leap into the abyss. You're not falling, you're floating in nothingness. You can't see anything. Can't taste, smell, or even feel anything at all. The only thing that you can hear is the sound of your soul being slowly masticated, devoured by every regret you've ever had. Endless potential picked apart and swallowed by the fears that consume you. Eee, crunchy. Squelch. Your weakness will be your eternal suffering. You cannot put a leash on your impulsiveness. You will leap blindly again, again, and again until there's nothing left worth saving. Is this the life you've wished for? Is this all you've ever wanted it to be? We both know the answer to these questions, Wanderer. Well, screw you. I don't think I'm impulsive. It's saying leap again. Oh, I can feed the rope to it. Could have fed the ring or the rope, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe I jump again. It said I would. I want to know what happens if I jump again. You toss the noose into the maw. It quakes feverishly with hunger. The abyssal appetite of the gaping maw is unsated. The abyss wants more, it always wants more. An endless, unfillable void that consumes you in every imaginable. Why? Living is the hardest thing we'll ever choose to do, Wanderer. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. You find yourself in an unknown chamber. A sense of calm washes over you, though you're unsure of whether or not to trust in that brief, fleeting comfort. Your game master has been successfully saved. Give me your wings. I need them. A strange, unfamiliar glyph appears on one of its wings. What would you like to do? Pluck the wings. It's a plague on humanity. Life goes on, one way or another. Like it or not, you can choose to dwell in the past, or you can focus on the future you still have left. Life will go on, with or without you. A life for a blessing. An old journal made from thick animal skin parchment. Oh, it has exhausted the questions. Here we go again. You begin to read the questions from the journal. Your ink your answers upon the page, using the blood of your enemies. Do you consider yourself to have an addictive personality? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be impulsive at times? Also yes. Would you consider yourself to be abnormal? Well, yes and no, but being normal is not normal. To your knowledge, have you ever been tricked and deceived by someone you cared for? Yes. You made me think she cared. Would you say that you sometimes have a difficult time letting things go? Yes, all the time. Do you forgive easily? No. Would you consider yourself to be a liar? Yeah, everyone's a liar. When someone lies to you, does it feel like an insult to your intelligence? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a realist? Most of the time. Do you have nightmares often? No, because I don't usually dream. That's kind of depressing. Would you say that you enjoy sleep? No, because I don't really dream. Do you ever wish that you didn't have to sleep? All the time, because it's a waste of time to be. Would you consider yourself to be an anxious person? Yes. Just like how I saw out of the corner of my eye, a dream catcher fluttering in my brain was like, "What's that?" Would you consider yourself to have a depressive personality? Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be traumatized from past events that have occurred in your life? Also, yes. The final answer has been inked. The crimson ink swirls. What demons will I be summoning today? Perhaps this will be of use. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. Block. Three. A sealed envelope sits at the top of the wooden table. What would you like to do? I'm gonna walk away for now. Oh. A crystal ball sits at the top of the plastic table. It gives off an eerie dark energy. Ooh, grass. A leafy planter sits on the table in the corner of the room. It looks as though it's been freshly watered. As you look, notice there's a 4-leaf clover among the leaves of the plant. What would you like to do? That's lucky. You have acquired Lucky Clover. Ah, yeah, give me more rose petals. She loves me. Let's read whoever's darkest wishes. Actually, can I sit in the throne? That seems like the flames dance within the brazier. Light flickers and dims, just wildly reunite with every breeze or gust when passing by. Large, heavy chair sits against the stone wall. It appears to be made of clay and feels cold to the touch. A sealed envelope sits atop the wooden table. What do? You open the envelope and reveal what's inside. It's a handwritten addressed to seemingly no one. It reads, "To whoever this may concern, I came here looking for answers. What I found, however, was far more than I had bargained for. I urge you to turn back now and leave this place, for it has already claimed too many desperate souls seeking answers to questions that ought not to be asked. If I could do one good deed with the last moments of my life, then let it be to leave this warning for the next poor unfortunate soul who may find themselves wandering these halls. Turn back now. Sometimes questions are better left unanswered. Signed, a friend." This won't stop me because I can't read. Rub the crystal ball. You press your hands firmly against the crystal ball. It feels cold to touch. Suddenly you feel something inside your hand. When you pull away, a wisdom token is revealed. You've acquired a wisdom token. A crystal ball. Now what if I look into it? Oh. Right makes the right answer. Before you stands an old wooden door with an iron handle. Once you venture through a door, wanderer, you will be unable to return. Make sure you're ready to depart before you continue onward, and tread carefully. Does it say anything different for this one? Before you stands, make sure you're ready to depart before you continue. No. I want to sit in the throne. Right. Actually, no. I went initially to the right, but was worried about it. So now I'm gonna go left. You give the wooden door a heavy push. A lapse in time. A familiar room surrounds you, yet it brings an unfamiliar feel. Blood, gallons of the stuff. Various notes are scattered across the table, though upon close inspection they appear to be written in a strange language you'd never seen before. A bizarre alphabet sort mixed with strange symbols drawn in blood cover the cold stone walls. Butterfly. One of its wings has been severed. Get me the other ones then. Sometimes silence gives more answers than anything you could ever ask from words. Can you feel their pain, Wanderer? Can you hear their agony through their silence? Questions. You begin to read the questions from the journal. You ink your answers upon the pages using a vial of blood. Ever felt like your friends and family have been keeping things from you? Yes. Ever felt lost in life? Also yes. Are you confident in your ability to lead people in a successful direction if a situation required it? At this point, yes. Would you sometimes consider yourself to be a follower? Not really. Have you ever dreamt of being a hero? Who hasn't? Ever consider yourself being a villain? Have you ever hurt someone's feelings unintentionally? Yes. Ever hurt someone's feeling on purpose? Also yes. Would you consider yourself to be an artist of some sort? No, not really. Do you feel respected in your day-to-day life? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be scarred? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? Yes. Do you believe in perfection? No. If you knew when your significant other was going to die, would you tell them? So that's a hard question. I do not think I would tell them, just because I would not want to be told. And if I had to tell them myself, I feel like that would agonize them. I would only tell them if they really wanted to know. Have you ever trusted someone with your darkest secret? Yes, and they betrayed me for it. You finish inking your final answer into the journal. The blood begins to swirl. Give me that page. Oh, a wooden grave marker tethered to with rope sits before you. What would you like to do? Here rests lust. Lust would choose to keep the body and get rid of the soul. Love would choose to keep the soul and happily accept whatever body comes with it. There exist few diseases quite so destructive as lust. Give me the pedal! She loves me not. An old wooden chest rests before you, locked and chained shut. A handprint appears carved on each side of the chest along with a set of words. 2 words are as follows: dream and nightmare. The chain on the chest breaks with a loud metal clank. The contents of the chest are yours for the taking. You have acquired Angel's Feather. You have made your decision, Wanderer. Keep this with you as you continue your journey. It will be of importance to you as you gaze upon your reflection. A stone statue of a veiled woman stands tall before you. Her face is splattered with blood. What would you like to do? You have voice echo in your mind. It is best to judge one by the questions they ask rather than the answers they give. Laughed. You give the wooden door a heavy push. Old friends die hard. A faint growl can be heard briefly in the distance. It fades just as quickly as it came, and you wonder if you even heard it at all. Pile of tattered scrolls sit in a heap piled high in the corner of the room. You select the scroll from the pile and begin to read from it aloud. You're entered by the sound of monstrous guttural bellowing coming from the very walls that surround you. Perhaps these scrolls aren't meant to be read from. Hey, here we go. Questions and answers, baby. Would you consider yourself to have a great deal of empathy? No. Would you consider yourself to be a romantic soul? Yes. Do you ever make reckless decisions that you later end up regretting? All the time. Would you consider yourself to be nosy? Yes. Do you ever sing when no one is listening? Also yes. Do you ever feel like you can't be yourself in front of others? Yes. Do you trust everyone in your social circle entirely? No. Would you say that you've had a happy childhood? Yes. It was a stereotypical black childhood, but it was still happy. Would you be happy in life even if no one knew who you were? Probably not. Would you be happy being a performer for a living? Yeah. I kind of would love that. You typically avoid big parties or social gatherings. Usually, yeah. Do certain words make you uncomfortable? Oh, yes. Do you enjoy solving riddles? A little bit, yeah. You ever look for the deeper meaning in things? Yeah. Do you ever suffer from auditory hallucinations? I think I have. Yay. Give me the twinkling object. Oh, there you are, butterfly. She loves me. Give me them wings. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly. It's important to love and appreciate those who saw you when you were all but invisible to everyone else who's gazed upon your being. Do you enjoy the sound of their supple wings snapping as you pluck them from its body? You can't stop me. Vial of toxicity. 3 bloody bears sitting in a row. Who do they belong to? Where do they go? Red's missing an eye, which makes it hard to see. Blue's missing a mouth, which makes it hard to breathe. Black's missing a heart, which makes it hard to care. As 3 bloody arrows reveal the bloody bears. What would you like to do? Touch the black bear. You reach out and touch the bloody black bear. You feel something hard protruding from its abdomen. You reach your hand into the bear's stomach. A wisdom token falls into the palm of your hand. I want to read them again. Oh, they're blank. I read what was in my soul. We gotta keep going left. You hear the sound of flesh being ripped from the bone, pulled apart, devoured, somewhere in the room. It seems to be coming from a darkened corner of the chambers, just out of firelight. A deep guttural bellow can be heard amidst the tearing of meat and snapping of bone. You stand perfectly still as to not draw attention to yourself as you listen attentively. The chewing abruptly ceased, and something seems to be shining in the distance. It catches your eyes briefly before fading. A small butterfly flutters near you. Rip its wings. You begin to pull apart the butterfly's wings. Some treat others how they are treated. Some treat others how they wish they had been treated. The feel of their wings wiggling in your fingers. It's intoxicating, is it not? What's these? Something is reflecting firelight and giving off a slight glimmer from between the broken tiles. Inspect the glimmer. It's caked in dirt and filth except for a slight metallic edge. You rub the object between your fingers to get off the muck. A wisdom token shines brightly in the palm of your hands. Mm-hmm. 123. That's different. Let's feel it with blood. Let's etch my feelings into the soul of this book. You believe that you do enough to help others in need? Yes, as much as I can do. But you can rely on those around you to take care of you if need be. Yeah. You ever see things that aren't really there? Sometimes. Have you ever been woken from a deep sleep from the sensation of falling? Yes. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Do you agree with this statement? No. Have you lied to someone within the last week? No. I've been quite honest recently. You sometimes make promises that you just can't keep. Yes. I try never to make a promise I can't keep, and that's why I don't like to make promises unless I can keep it. You often worry about others. Yes. More though than I should. Like right now, I know I shouldn't worry about some people, but I'm still worried about them, especially with our trip coming up. Do others often worry about you? I don't think enough, but I know some people do. Have you ever trusted someone entirely without question? No. Would you consider yourself to be emotional? Most of the time, no. You ever feel the presence of someone in the room with you even when you're alone? I have before. You believe that everything in life will work out exactly the way it's supposed to? Yeah. If anything's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. Yes. Oi. None of that funny business, eh? Give me it. All which just also rests on the 30th floor. Coins sit among the candles, all surrounding a picture of a mirror. You notice that there's one in particular that only half of the coin. Give me the pedal. Take the object. She loves me not. You come across skeletal remains of what appears to be a recent snack for some voracious creature. Torn piece of flesh clings to the bone. There's not much left on the corpse to inspect. The bloody remains emit a great deal of warmth, which suggests that unfortunate victim was eaten alive. Most likely within mere minutes of your arrival in this chamber. Well, I want the coin now. Can I give you a token of wisdom? And cannot. Oh, she's staring directly at me. Here. Take this token. Character and reputation are two different things. Pay attention to your character for that is what you are. Your reputation is, however, what others think you are. You'd be wise to pay attention to the difference. That just shake. This one you just shake. Left. The leftovers. A putrid stench emanating from somewhere in this room permeates your nostrils and makes you retch violently. A rotting plate of God knows what sits on this filthy blood-splattered floor. Maggots crawl in and out of the rotting refuse, and flies swarm in a heap. It's probably for the best. An old dusty clock sits on the wall. You can see your reflection in the room. Oh, can I see my own reflection? And the clock stopped frozen on 3:21. Just the opposite of 1, 2, 3. Let's answer these questions. Would you consider yourself to be reserved? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be unstable at times? Also yes. Do you feel like you're constantly having to defend yourself to others? Yes, but I stopped recently doing that. Now I just kind of sit with my own. Ever stood up for someone who you probably shouldn't have? Also yes. Has anyone ever stood up for you during a time you were wrong? No, I get extremely judged. Would you give your life to save someone else even if that person might not deserve it? Yeah. You value other people's happiness over your own, most of the time. Would you consider yourself to be selfish at times? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be selfless at times? Also yes. Do you ever feel like others judge you without getting to know you? Yes. Even when you think they know you, they still judge you. You typically make friends with people who are very similar to you. Apparently. Would you consider yourself to be a loner? Would you consider yourself to be shallow at times? You ever judge a book by its cover? You ever feel manic at times? Who doesn't? Give me the fucking wings. Pluck the wings from the butterfly. You can't love who you are if you hate how you got here. You understand how fortunate you are, Wanderer, to be you instead of them. Read the grave marker. Rest in peace, envy. Jealousy and envy are our internal consciousness and confession of our own inferiority and admittance of another's superiority. What it is we feel we ourselves are lacking within ourselves. She loves me. The two words are as follows: food and water. The chain on the chest breaks with a loud metal clank. You have acquired a glass bottle of water. You press the crudely shaped dagger against the palm of your hands and close your fingers around the blade until you feel the sharp pain of your flesh being severed. Warm blood begins to flow freely from the palm of your hands and fill the bucket. You're not alone. You hear the sound of small critters scurrying around in the darkest corner of the room. Give me your wings. Oh, a small shard of glass is embedded in this one's wings. Sorry about that, I had to reorient myself. Pluck the wings from it. We are not given a good life, nor a bad one. We are, however, most certainly given a life. Imagine if that were you on the other end, as your arms are ripped from your body. One, two, three, four. Oh. What is this? Oh, another pedal. She loves me not. Okay, let's look into the hole. It doesn't appear to want to come out, and your hand is much too large to fit into the hole. A loud crashing noise can be heard, along with what sounds like the cries of an unknown creature somewhere in the room. A pool of blood to the floor on the farm where you stand. The mirror on the wall seems to have been shattered by some unknown entity. Let's start. Carve my name into your soul. Have you ever feared what may lurk in the dark as you're trying to sleep at night? Yes. You find that you get bored easily when you're on your own? No, not really. You often find ways to keep yourself entertained? Yes. Would you say that you're someone who enjoys their own company? A lot of the times when I'm not overthinking, yeah. Do you typically get along well with others? No. Well, yes. To them I get along well, but I don't really care for them. So I guess yes. Would you consider yourself to be stubborn? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be argumentative? Yes. Are you usually right when it comes to disagreements? 50-50. Would you consider yourself to be egotistical at times? Yes. Have you ever had an inflated opinion of yourself? No. Have you ever had a low opinion of yourself? Yes. Do you typically have a low opinion of others? No, and that's my problem. Does meeting new people make you anxious? Yes. Have you ever fantasized about living in a world all by yourself? Yes, but no. Because I think it was more of a nightmare because I realized how much... Would you consider yourself to be the center of your own universe? No. I just kind of help everything that goes around. Give me that page, baby. You want some wisdom? Wait, did you break it? Understanding requires much more depth than knowledge. Perhaps many know you, but how many understand you? The music room. A faint sound of music can be heard coming from somewhere in the room. Give me it. He loves me. There's the book. Butterfly. Give me your fucking wings. You're worthy of the love that you bestow upon others. I envy you, Wanderer. Truly I do. What's this say? Huh. The hands of the clock have stopped, frozen on 3, 4, 5. I used to play the piano, so I guess I could maybe play the organ pretty well. You place your hands on the dusty spider and press the keys and begin to play a few notes. As you continue to play notes, you hear the distant sound of violin playing along with you, coming from somewhere in the darkness. Which is kind of nice, because Jack used to play the violin. Can I play it again? Nope. What's in here? Walk away. What's the parchment say? Ooh, a treasure map. Are we like... Oh man, I'm a skeleton, bro. X marks spot on this old tattered map that clearly has seen better days. It seems to want to take you on an unknown island. Let's carve my name into your soul. Do you ever take dangerous or unnecessary risks even when the reward probably isn't worth the consequence? All the time. Do you ever do things for the thrill or the adrenaline rush that the activity gives you? Yes. If you knew that your death would be the fault of your significant other and the only way to avoid your death was to break contact with them forever, would you do it? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you could know the death dates of everyone you care about, would you want to know? No, because I like the idea of not knowing. Would you consider yourself to be a jealous person? Oh, yes. My last relationship really taught that to me. Would you consider yourself to be insecure? Yeah. My last relationship also taught that to me. Say you do well under pressure. Yep. I can make it real good. Have you ever considered leaving Earth forever? Yes. Many times. Do you ever pray? Sometimes. If you could travel back to a previous period in time, would you? Yes. I'd fix mistakes. If you could fast forward your life without currently having to live it, would you? Possibly. Do you believe in true evil? Yes. It's better to be killed than be killed. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Is there someone in your life currently that you fear? Yes. To your knowledge, has anyone ever been afraid of you? Yes. My blood summons demons, from which they come. I do not know. Alright. A vase. A vase. Wanton destruction ain't never my thing, I guess. Reach your hand into the vase and feel something at the bottom. You grip it firmly and retrieve it. Now can I smash it? That'd be kind of funny. Nope. The library. The distinct aroma of old musty books sweeps across the room. The book on the shelf appears to be covered in ash and soot. They look as though they barely survived a fire at one point in time. One particular book appears to be unburnt. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even look like it belongs with the others on the shelf. Walk away for now. Cobwebs envelop the whole tomes of many other pages no longer remain intact. There appears to be one book that's left in noteworthy condition, and it might just be legible. What would you do? Oh, butterfly, give me the fucking wings, bro. How can you expect the world to change if you remain the same yourself? How many of these do you think you'll end up collecting, Wanderer? Do you think you'll ever get old, hearing their brittle wings snap from their abdomen? 1111. Make a wish. What do you want to do? Here rests gluttony. Some feel as though gluttony is a trait of the self-serving who disregard what actions may spell doom for others. Gluttony is also an escape from reality that's consuming one from within. Something doesn't feel right about the books that rest on the shelves before you. It's almost like they're not quite what they seem, perhaps not even books at all. Some of these books almost look familiar, or perhaps an alternate version of something you've read before. The wood used to build these shelves almost seem as though it was rotted before the shelves were actually constructed. The books themselves are not much better condition. Yeah, here we go. Give me a rose. She loves me not. Ooh, that's the question, so I'll answer those later. No, let's do the fire. You flip through a few pages of the mysterious unburnt book until stopping on a page covered in images of butterflies. There are various depictions of human-like figures morphing into small critters. Their arms and legs shrink, their torsos turn into small abdomens, and some of them even sprout wings, judging by the imagery. The book has detailed passages about various things you might encounter in the testing chambers. It reads as follows. To the trapped souls who seek vindication and absolution, read on. If you believe that your soul has been wrongfully kept within the confines of the testing chamber, you may undergo the trials of wisdom in an attempt to free yourself from these halls. Relinquish all captivity, severing the bonds that shackle you to this prison. One of the first steps in this process is finding the old hag that wanders these halls and paying a tribute of her choosing. Once the hag has agreed to assist you, she will supply upon you a transmogrification by which you will turn into a creature of your choosing. Many choose to become butterflies as it's easy to get around, and you can make yourself more or less noticeable by sticking to the shadows, only venture into light when you deem it necessary. This also allows you to keep yourself out of range of threats from down below, as most of the entities that wander these halls do so by foot. Once the transmogrification can take full effect, you must seek out a wanderer and offer your life to them. If the wanderer accepts you, you must bestow upon them a blessing of knowledge that may aid them in their journey. If the watch deems you blessing worthy of freedom, then your soul shall be forever freed from the testing chambers. Where your soul travels after this process is complete is still unknown, but one thing is for certain. No soul who has ever left these halls has ever returned. Signed, Alice. Am I ripping people's wings off? Close the book and carefully slide it back to its place on the bookshelf. Boom, 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 boom. It appears to be a handwritten page of some sort, perhaps a journal or diary. Perhaps just an open letter to anyone who may find it. It reads as follows. I don't know who's going to read this. Hell, I've barely touched anything in this place since I've got here. I've touched like everything. A few things I've come to realize since I've been trapped in these halls. For starters, it appears there are four magics at play here. There are foul magics at play here. I found grisly ritualistic artists, human sacrifices, half-eaten corpses, mass graves with nameless bones, and worse. If you can even imagine worse, that is. I've also met a few other wanderers in my journey through these halls. I've shared a few words and I've had some knowledge bestowed upon me. I helped a woman escape from a grotesque abomination, only to find out that she was a witch with a hankering for human flesh. No one and nothing here is to be trusted under these circumstances, and to be quite honest, the longer I spend within the test chamber, the more I can understand why. From what I understand, the only way out of this place is to find a sacred mirror of some sort. Without the mirror, our souls are forever lost in purgatory, doomed to endlessly wander these halls for eternity. Many come seeking answers, few make it out alive. I've yet to see anyone survive here for longer than a day or two, and I'm beginning to think that I'll be no exception. Through constant exploration and ruthless amount of digging, my studies have led me to the conclusion that this place was originally built to keep the souls of the damned from escaping their eternal prison. Whoever built this place wanted something good to come from their presence. Other wanderers have spoken to believe that souls who are trapped here are meant to offer wisdom and guidance based on the mistakes of their past lives. A veiled woman used to wander these halls until she was turned to stone, but she served as a caretaker and guiding light in the darkness for quite some time before she crossed paths with one of the worst entities that roam these halls. Some claim that not everything here is evil. I'm not so sure about that. I was told if I came here I would gain the answers I sought. I don't even know if that's a possibility at this point. My skin has begun to rot off my bones, and I don't know how much longer I can last on this journey through what I can only describe as a living hell. To be quite honest with you, I don't even know if I'm still alive anymore, and if I am, I don't know how much longer that means to last. Signed, a wanderer. It ain't me though. Random hands. A handprint appears carved on each side of the chest with a set of words. The two words are as follows: offensive and defensive. Best offense is good defense, but I'm gonna go offensive. You have acquired Iron Sword. You will live with your decision whether you like it or not, Wanderer. Let's answer some questions. I'll carve my name into your soul. Yes, I'm 100% a gambler. No, I don't actually believe in my luck. Yeah, I'm pretty independent. Not really. Am I honest with you? You can plant a microchip in your hand that would replace all handheld electronic devices that you currently use in your hand, would act as a substitute for anything and everything you could need in regards to that. Would you do it? Ooh. Sure, yeah, actually. Do you lie to people on a daily basis? No. Ever been afraid of suffocating? Yes. Ever been afraid of someone breaking into your home and harming your animals? Yes. I've thought about fighting them. Are you confident in your ability to defend yourself if need be? That's one thing I'm confident in. Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be materialistic? No, not really. Yeah. Your friends often share your same interests, dreams, and ambitions in life. Yes, actually. Recently. If you can't beat them, join them. If you agree with this expression, no. You believe in the ideas of soulmates. I did. Are you the lady that got turned into a hag? Get a book. Others will always treat you in any which way you decide to let them. If you wish to be treated differently, then show them what behaviors you will and will not accept. You pay tribute and receive the blessing of wisdom. Paradise of the Damned. Oh! Bright sunlight burns your eyes and causes a brief but blinding headache. Out of the darkness into the light. Enjoy the warmth while it lasts. You notice a small cat-like creature wandering about aimlessly. What would you like to do? Pet the cat. Pet the cat. Ooh. That name hurts just a little bit. Can only have so much power over me. You reach down to inspect the tag that is securely fastened to the collars of the animal. It reads the name Foxy. You give Foxy a gentle pat on the head. Rip the butterfly wings. If we succumb to the harsh winter, we miss out on the beautiful sun that will warm us once again. I wonder what they're thinking right before they're brutally dissected. Do you ever think they're expecting it, Wanderer? Do you think they know what their lives are about to be snuffed out for the sake of your own personal thirst for knowledge and wisdom? Can I give it water? A notice pinned to the bulletin board reads as follows. You don't have to stay, but you don't have to go. You could survive here forever. You at least deserve to know. The fruit is safe to eat, the water is as fresh can be. And if you choose to stick around, you'll be in good company. Take the object. She loves me. Oh well, sits welcoming in the hot sun desert. It appears to be functionally equipped with all the necessities to get out of water. Raise the bucket. You have acquired a golden loot. Fill in the blank answers. Let's get it. I'll carve my name into your soul. You ever wish life could be free of drama? Yes. If you could leave your current life to live in paradise, would you do it? Yes. It's paradise. Would you ever live in a place where crime was commonplace and it was up to you constantly have to defend yourself if need be? Yeah, if need be. If you served that when you were conceived, you were one of 4 identical embryos who look, talk, and act just like you, would you ever want to beat your other siblings? Yeah, actually, I think that'd be a really weird, surreal experience. Would you consider yourself to be the most honest person you know? No. People are strange when you are a stranger. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Even that one should always stand for what they believe in, regardless of the consequences? Yes. Have you caused someone to have a near-death experience? Not that I know of. Would you play Russian roulette for a chance of $10 million? If you win, you walk away with money, but if you refuse to play, your net worth immediately becomes zero and you lose everything you ever worked for. Hell yeah, I'd play. Are different types afraid of change? I don't think I'm ever really afraid of change. You suffer from pain on a daily basis? Yes. You ever wish that you couldn't feel pain at all the time, but it's a defense mechanism, so you kind of need to. If you could grow wings and fly far away, would you? No, not really. You ever feel invisible to the world? Yeah. If the things you owned and what you purchased had no bearing on what people thought of you, would you choose to spend your money differently? Yes. A winged totem stands tall before you. An orb made of crystal absorbs sunlight and produces an incredible amount of heat, glistening and gleaming brightly. It's probably gonna blind me. You gaze upon the orb and peer deeply into the glass. Simply beneath the orb glimmers in the sunlight. Wait, so why is this tree different? This tree has massive flowers in spite of its environment. Water runs cleanly beside the tree, clearly offering much needed sustenance and hydration. I mean, I guess, technically. But what if I want to touch it? Libby, please. Not Libby, Foxy, please. I can't even really say that. Let's take a bite of the fruit. The sweetest of juices flood your mouth and generate a delectable taste, unlike anything you've ever eaten before. Can I take the fruit? Like, I'll only go left, so. A return to madness. And into the darkness you shall return. A decrepit leather chair sits in front of a cracked wooden table, and the seat of the chair rests a pool of blood that seems fresh and tacky, as if someone injured sat there to rest recently. Oh, that's it. I thought there might be more. Worms writhe and wriggle between the dirt and bloody flower stems. They seem to be feeding on chunks of flesh and bone within the soil itself. A clay pot with an assortment of flowers rests on the table. After inspecting the coagulated soil, it seems as though the flowers are being watered with blood. What does the clock say? 12:22. Aye, butterfly. You know exactly what's gonna happen. It's covered in soil. What would you like to do? Give me the wings. I do feel worse doing it now. It doesn't get easier, my dear, though we do get stronger. Monsters roam these halls, wanderer. Has a thought crossed your mind that you might just be one of them? She loves me not. Pot of flowers on the wooden table. The flower pot seems slightly tilted, as if sitting on top of something and providing a lack of balance. What would you like to do? Wisdom token. Gimme. I do have a slightly chaotic personality. Would you consider yourself to be a passionate person? Yes. When I get going, I get going. I don't know if I'm really a gentle soul, but people say I am. They say I also wear my heart on my sleeve, but I don't really believe that. Apparently. If your knowledge, has anyone ever hated you? Yeah. Have you ever truly hated someone else? Yes. Forgive, but never forget. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Everything happens for a reason. Do you agree with this statement? No. You believe that war is sometimes necessary? Yes. If your mother was in terrible pain, bedridden, only weeks from an inevitable death, and she begged you to end her suffering, would you find a way to assist in her suicide? Yes, because it's what she wants. I will always provide my mother with what she wants. You ever take a step back to reflect on where you're headed in life? All the time. Ever experienced what most would consider a severe bout of rage? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a good judge of character? I thought I was. I really did. And, whew. Have I been wrong lately? But you know what? I'll accept it. I felt something was off too. You ever felt easy for no particular reason? Yes. Do you have any long-term goals, and if so, do you have a plan in place to order to accomplish them? Apparently. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. The grass is greener wherever you decide to water it. Before you stands an old wooden door. Always left. A silent prayer. For the first time since wandering these halls and chambers, you get a sense of peace from being in this room. She loves me. It has a crucifix-like shape upon its back. What would you like to do? Pluck the wings. Just because you don't know where you're headed does not mean you're lost. Has the sound of madness set in yet, wanderer? An old dusty clock sits on the wall. What did it say? Double-clicked. It's 10 o'clock. The words "pray with me" are carved into the bottom of the clock's case. A large golden symbol sits at the top of a stone monument in the corner of the room. It radiates pure positive energy that draws you in and brings you comfort. If you could pray for anything, anything at all, what would you beg of your gods, wanderer? You kneel before the altar and shut your eyes and melt into the blackness of a room and say a prayer in your head. Everything's gonna be alrighty. Knock on the barrel too. Let's see, what are the two words? Blessing and curse. All I want is to be blessed. Ask and ye shall receive, wanderer. Always continue forward. I have the resolve, and I don't need forgiveness. I just want a blessing. Do you think about death often? Yes. Do you believe you're going to live a long, eventful life? Yes. You ever talk to yourself? Also yes. Ever witnessed an event you just couldn't explain? Yes. Ever had a furious suspicion that someone was living inside of your house without your knowledge? Not really. I have too many roommates. You ever sleep with your feet hanging off the edge of the bed? One time. Have you ever considered that you might be crazy and just don't know it? I have thought about the idea that I was crazy and just don't know it, and everything's just kind of like a, I don't want to say a joke in my brain, but, you know, it's just like a simulation. I have thought about that. Does the thought of an afterlife bother you or make you feel uneasy? Not really. Does the thought of that there might not be anything afterlife bother you? That bothers me more. Would you be willing to give up sexual masturbation for a year if it meant gaining a deeper sense of peace in the end? Yeah, I mean, like, I could do that. Would you consider yourself to be easily manipulated at times? Yeah, sometimes. Would you consider yourself to be a manipulative individual at times? Probably, but at the same time, I don't think I try to, so I don't really think it's manipulation. Ever felt like you were being followed even when no one was there? Yes. Humans are the most dangerous thing on the planet. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a dangerous person? Not really. already did everything here. Yep, cool. I think that's it. Let's go left. The halls of the harvester. Whatever positive feeling of warmth and comfort you initially felt in the previous room, you feel the polar opposite here. Bathtub. Read the grave. Here rests wrath. One's wrath may be a burden upon one's very own soul, but not upon the soul on which wrath is sought to be placed. Before we to set our plot for vengeance retribution, we must first dig 2 graves before we begin our journey forward. Sorry, butterfly, you know what time it is. There appears to be a very small incision in the abdomen of this tiny creature. What would you like to do? Pluck the wings from it. We may be beaten, we may be bruised, bashed, and we may even be bloodied. One thing we refuse to be is broken. Do you regret any decision you've made since beginning here? Do you regret ever stepping foot within these halls, Wanderer? I venture to say that you're walking the path you're meant to walk. Clock. The word help is crudely written in blood upon the case of the clock. The hands of the clock have stopped frozen on 6:54. Twin light radiates from the crystallized object on the floor. A small piece of bloody meat is next to the object. She loves me not. Extremely clean blade rests at the table atop the table. A tray atop the table. Alongside the blade rests a slab of meat with a bite taken out of it. Upon further inspection, it appears to be a kidney. Kidney. Oh, none, huh? Ice cold, bloodied water fills the tub in the corner. The blood surrounding the tub feels warm, wet, and fresh. What would you like to do? Sure, what's in the tub? You reach your hand into the water and sift through thick, mucousy water. You feel something small and solid at the bottom of the tub. You bring it to the surface and inspect it. Wisdom of token. Token of wisdom. Yeah. A stone statue of a veiled woman stands tall before you. She holds a bloody human heart in her hands. You lay the token at the statue's feet. While others are thinking, you should be doing. The pit of fools. Something calls to you and pulls at your very soul. It almost feels like something in this room is begging for your help. Is it the butterfly? You'll be covered in white dusty powder. What do you like to do? Someone else is living the life you've always dreamt of. It's not because they're better than you. It's simply because they decided to take the chance you were too afraid to take. What if I told you that you were doing it wrong, Wanderer? What if I told you that there was a better way? What if I told you that you could make even more painful for them? I wouldn't care. I don't want it to be painful. I was just told to rip them up, so I'll do it. She loves me. Pit of skulls. Ooh, Barbie birthday cake. Ooh. One table sits in the entryway of the chamber. It's covered in a thick layer of dust. Within the dust, there's an imprint of an object that has seemed to have been removed. An old journal from Thick Maid. Yep. Let's carve my name into your soul. We all have our demons. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Ever felt dead inside? Also yes. Ever thought about murdering someone else? Yes, but for the sake of the argument, no. Have you ever felt suicidal? Yes. If you had an incurable disease, would you intentionally transmit it to someone you disliked? No. That's so rude, dude. If you had 3 wishes, would you ever give one away? Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be controlling? Not really. You believe that your life is of great importance and value? Not really. You believe that your fate is predetermined? No. Do you believe that thoughts can manifest into reality? That's a bit harder to say. I do believe that our thoughts can manifest into reality. Our dreams can be manifested. Would you consider yourself to be optimistic? Not really. Not anymore. I am pretty pessimistic most of the time. Yeah, this could be just a weird place. Ever felt physically restrained or held down by an unseen force? Nope. Nothing like that yet. Do you believe that you have a soul? Yes. Ooh, lad, this seems to be the longest one so far. Not really upset with it. Kind of enjoying it. A pit of skulls, assorted bones rest beneath the floor. You hear a faint whisper coming from the pit calling out to you. What's in the bones? As you hold the skulls in your hand, the spring you once heard has grown silent. What's in the cake? A bloody birthday cake sits on the dirty floor. The candles have been lit and already snuffed out. What's in the bloody cake? You place the skull atop the monument. It fits perfectly as if it's finally resting where it belongs. Why is the skull different? Yo. A place for everything and everything in its place. The room suddenly goes colder and something about the energy here has shifted. Oh, there's another one. As you approach the skull, the candles, you can hear a faint whispering coming from the table they sit on. You can't quite make out the words, no matter how closely you listen. When you try to move the skull, it won't budge. All the candles have been lit halfway, except one, which remains unlit. My candle. You reach out and grab the unlit candle. A powdery substance coats your fingers. You acquired a bone dust candle. A way out. You hear the shuffling feet in the darkest parts of the room, just out of reach of firelight. You get to see something very bad has transpired here. You're getting ripped, buddy. Sorry. Pluck the wings. Wait, why is it holding an eyeball in its grip? Oof. You may not be able to change your beginnings, but if you act now, there's still time to change your ending. What are you going to do with the wings you collected? Gonna open up a discount butterfly shop, Wander? Everything is half off? Alright, fuck you for that one. That's a good one. A twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object on the floor. We know what it is. She loves me not. What does this say? Parchment and quill rest on the table before you. There appears to be a note left from a previous visitor. What do you want to do? If you're reading this, then it's already too late for me. I should have heeded the warning of the note I found earlier. I can't take it anymore. I shouldn't be here. No one should be here. This place does things to you. It distorts your mind. It drives you to do things. Things a good soul would never do. The things I've done. Oh God, please. Forgive me for the awful things I've done here. I should have listened, and now there's only one thing left to do. There's only one way out of this hell. And I know it too. The watchful one. The monsters in the wall. It knows just when we're about to break in. It provides an exit for us. It provides our way out. Just when we can't take anymore. I will take my exit now. I will find solace in knowing that my selfishness, my greed, will not go unpunished. I will atone for all I've done, all of those I've hurt, in search of answers for self. I will take my leave and pray that my soul finds its way out of these wretched chambers once and for all. Signed, just another wanderer. What are my 2 words here? The 2 words are as follows: rags and riches. I want to be rich. You've acquired solid gold bars, just as poor as you were before you began this journey, wanderer, even with a pocket full of gold. Although the iron blade sits in blood resting atop its stone table, there's certain darkness that emanates from the blade and it gives off very negative energy. You get the sense that this blade was not used for the best intentions. Blessed by the statue of an angel, pressing her hands together with her head hung low deep in prayer. As you stand there, you can hear a faint whispering coming from the statue. Briefly looks as though the statue's lips are moving as if the angel is mumbling to herself, but the longer you stare, the more silent the statue grows. Same one? Oh no, this one's fixated on that blade, sitting on the blood, resting atop a stone table. Almost seems as though the angel's eyes shift and look at you for a brief moment, but perhaps your own eyes are merely playing cruel tricks. Whew, let's feel in it. Let's carve my into your soul. Do you love yourself? No. Have you ever hated yourself? Yes. Have you ever wished that you had never been born? Yes. Do you ever get chills up your spine when someone walks behind you? Yes. You ever watch someone die? Yes. Have you ever stolen something personal from someone then returned it without them knowing? No. You always lock the doors to your home? Yes. Do you sleep with the window open? No. I can't do that. Would you add a decade onto your life limit, taking a decade off the lifespan of a random individual whom you'll never meet or come into contact with? Yes. Ever felt like someone was watching you through your window? No. Ever wished that someone you've hated would die? Once or twice. Do you ever fear the possibility of permanently losing your memory? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a good person? Most of the time. Would you consider yourself to be a passion? Sometimes. Ever felt like maybe you're not even a person at all? Yes. You finished inking your final answer to the journal. The fingers in the clock were still 111. Sure hint from a cup out a human brain squishing the tissue as gray matter pours forth and envelops her cold stone fingers. Is this where that guy died? Is that what it is? She takes something from everybody? If you believe you can't do something, the chances are you can. If you believe you can't, well then, you're probably right about that too. Double check. Yeah, that's everything. Left. Innocence lost. As you open your eyes and gaze around the room, visions of your childhood cloud your mind. Some memories bring you nostalgic bliss, whereas others bring you brief heartache and grief before you quickly flush the thoughts from your memory and continue forward. The manga pile pulled teeth. Ugh. You reach out and grab the twinkly object. We know what it is. She loves me. Like the wings from the butterfly. If you move forward now, you'll be proud of yourself tomorrow. If you don't, you'll feel just like you do today, except worse, because you'll be one more day behind. Make yourself proud. You know, believe it or not, butterfly wings are mighty versatile. Wanderer, you can do many things with them. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Oh, small ritualistic altar on the 30th floor. Coins hid among the candles. On the coin shows this one particular, there's only half a coin. What would you like to do? You cried right half of a coin. Inside the water basin, what appears to be a drowned fetus rests stagnant and unmoving. The umbilical cord is still attached and hanging over the side of the basin. A bucket of fetid flesh and blood overflows from the moldy, rotted wooden bucket. Inside the bucket appears to be afterbirth, and carved inside what once must have been a womb. Isha. Innocence really is lost in this one. Jesus. Tired and old yet neatly folded blankets rest on the table. They're warm to touch in an otherwise cold room. Unopened presents, gift wrap boxes litter the tables. Each of them feels nearly weightless, as if all boxes are empty. Let's answer the questions. Carve my name into your soul. Are you afraid of being forgotten? Yes. Have you ever heard voices in your head? Yes. Do you have a habit of starting projects and not finishing them? Not anymore. You'd say that you get sick easily? Not anymore. Do you feel like things end poorly for you even when they've been going right up until the end? Yep. You ever feel like life has been disappointing? Yes. You see yourself to be in that disappointment? Sometimes. You ever feel tired, drained, and like you wish you could just sleep forever? Yes. You sometimes have difficulty going to sleep or even staying asleep? Yes. Took melatonin yesterday to try to sleep a full 8 hours and ended up sleeping 3, waking up. You ever wish you could be more productive? Yes. Do you ever suffer from intrusive thoughts that you can't seem to flush out of your mind? Yes. Those intrusive thoughts are always intruding on everything. I have experienced many strained friendships and relationships in my lifetime. I am drawn to people in my life just who aren't good for me. I might be good for them, but they're not good for me. I have been living an unhealthy lifestyle. Have you ever just wished that things could be different? Yes. Bleeding eyes, blood-soaked thighs, innocent cries, Dolly dies. Morbid sin, look within, next of kin, begin again. Pick up the blue doll. Blood money. Metallic smell of iron stings your nostrils. You hear the clanking of coins in the distance, and you catch a glimmer of something in the shadows out of the corner of your eye. A demonic stone figure resides in front of you. It appears to have space for something at the base of the statue. What's the clock say? I kind of watch close to the hands within the clock's case. 333. Let's answer the questions first this time. Do you ever dreams that you could swear are real? Yes. In the past, when you felt positive happy, have you experienced the immediate sense of negativity that just sucks away all your happiness? Yes. If you were camping alone in the woods at night and you heard a woman scream, would you investigate? No. That sounds horrible. I'd call the cops, but I would not investigate. If you were alone in your home at night and you slowly heard the sound of children laughing, yet there was no one to be found, would you continue to stay in your home for the night? Also no. At that point, I'm going to DJ's house for the night. If you were camping in the woods alone and something kept unzipping your tent, yet you couldn't seem to figure out what it was, would you continue to stay in the woods? No. No, why would I do that? If you saw your neighbor putting a dead body in the trunk of their car, would you attempt to stop them? No, but I'm gonna call the cops. If you're driving home at night, you saw a naked woman on the side of the road covered in blood, would you stop to help? God, see, this is the one where I might actually try to stop and help. Because, like, it's probably a Wendigo. It's probably some old witch. But, like, what if she just escaped something horrible? You know, I'd probably call the cops and stay within sight. Keep her within my sight, but not stop, if that makes sense. So that if someone starts running at me or she, like, does anything from, like, Blair Witch, I can leave. But I would definitely stay within an area so that I can keep them safe if they escape from something. So I guess it's sort of stopping to help, but at the same time, no. So I'm gonna just say, yeah, it's stopping to help. If you were fast asleep in your bed only to be awakened by an unforeseen force grabbing you and shaking you violently, would you attempt to go back to sleep once it was over? Well, yeah, at that point, I don't know if I could, so I'm just gonna say no. I'd leave. I'm going away. A lot of these, I'm just leaving. If you're in an empty grocery store and a strange man appeared and suddenly started sprinting at you, would you turn and run? No, I'm swinging. I wish I could say no. Yeah, I'm swinging. I'm running. That's a big lie. I'm running. I'm not turning and swinging. I'm not a big macho man. If you were home alone and sitting in the bathtub and suddenly the lights turned off in the bathroom and the door began to unlock, slowly swing open and reveal no one standing there, would you get dressed and leave your house immediately? Yes. If you guys resort to cannibalism in order to survive, do you think you could do it? Also, yes. If you're standing on a boat in the middle of the ocean, do you think you survive long enough to be rescued? Quite possibly. Depending on what's on the boat, but yeah. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to burn to death? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a morbid person? Sometimes. One final question remains on the page. It's in bold and outlined in red. Are you satisfied? No. That's really what it all comes down to, isn't it, Wanderer? Are you satisfied? Satisfaction is the death of desire, you know. Finish inking your final answer into the journal. Where'd the butterfly go? Bring that ass here. Pentagram like some rest upon his back. Life isn't about who you used to be. We were all someone else once. We want it badly enough. We can be someone different tomorrow too. Say, Wanderer, did you know that the center of a butterfly's nervous system is the susophageal ganglion, and it's located in the butterfly's thorax, not its head? Now, I don't know what the hell that means, but if you say it with enough confidence, people think you're really smart. Remember that lesson, Wanderer. Oh, is it gonna end in She Loves Me Not? It's kind of depressing. I hope she loves me. This pride? Because it's damn right if it's pride. Oh, it's greed. Greed is a hungry mouth with an insatiable appetite for more. In the absence of satisfaction for what one has, they will crave. And they will continue to eat until they've dug their own graves with their teeth. Master Golden Chalice filled with a brim with golden coins rests on the floor. Upon further inspection, there appears to be an indentation at the base of chalice. If it had been moved from its original location. Take the chalice. What's this? Future and present. I want the future. You like what you see, Wanderer? Perhaps you're afraid of what you might see when you gaze a bit deeper. Oh wait, I never checked this. A mysterious altar stands before you. All the rest are tattered out, the first page seemed to be ripped out. Fragile materials in the story seems familiar. Perhaps the missing page could be reconstructed if one to find enough pieces. Place something on the statue. Oh. You place a large golden chalice at the base of the statue. Golden coins within the chalice quickly melt and turn to blood, overflowing and spilling onto the floor. This form a symbol on the ground before you. The chalice runneth over with blood money. The second coin is left in the chalice unmelted and undamaged. It's unlike the others that is sat amongst it. It floats to the surface, carried by a steady flow of blood. Did I get enough pages? Probably not. Rest in peace, greed. Lay a token at the feet. Courage is not being fearless, for there is no courage with the absence of fear. Courage is being afraid, yet acting anyway. Are you a courageous soul? You have paid tribute. Interrogation room. You think you hear what sounds like someone flipping through pages in a heavy tome. You can't quite figure out where it's coming from, and you don't see anyone else in the room. It sits near you. Tiny noose sits around the neck of the butterfly. What would you like to do? Pluck its wings. You have a coin, butterfly wings. It's just as important to be grateful for all the things we have as it is to be grateful for all the things we don't have. Getting close, Wanderer. Can you feel it? I can feel you. Everything's a noose. 444. Doesn't that mean death? Read the grave marker. Here rests pride. You damn right I'm proud. Pride will always come before the fall and always creates long distance between two close people. Pride seeks to break us from the inside, but I assure you, no one has ever choked from swallowing their pride. Envy, gluttony, greed, sloth, lust, wrath, and pride. All things that grow within all things we cannot and mustn't avoid entirely. They have all their places and each have their uses. Everything in life is about balance. Exceeding the bounds of moderation built a tower upon a stable foundation, and we shall watch our kingdoms crumble if we stack them too high and heavy with any one of these. Moon chest rest before you unlock chain shut. Words are as follows: knowledge and power. Power. I am the king of the Iron Fist tournament. It's interesting that you'd make a choice like that, Wanderer, especially considering how they're essentially the same thing. Crystalline petal. She loves me. Now come, Wanderer. Come hither at once. What is finally time to meet the demon you've been chasing all this way. Oh. A blood-soaked journal sits atop the wooden table that has a long list of questions with blank spaces. Away for now. One half of a noose rests on this table. One half of a noose rests on this table. Let's fill it in the blanks. Let's carve my name into your soul. You feel the darkness inside of you. Yes. Have you ever felt like you were destined for more than where your life has taken you? At some points. Have you been so afraid of the future that you stopped trying to progress? No. I will not. Especially that you might have a fear of failure. Yes. Have you ever considered you might have a fear of success? Also, yes. Do you value honesty above all else? Yes. You have a set of morals that others might consider questionable? Yes. Do you follow your own moral code? Also, yes. You have standing for what you believe sometimes means standing alone? Yes. Are you afraid of where life may take you in the next several years? Yes. Are you suffering inside right now? Yes. You ever wish that your words would fall into ears that weren't so deaf? Extremely yes. Do you ever feel like no one listens to you? Yes. Do you ever feel like you can understand others quite well, but others cannot understand you? Yes. Are you afraid of the unknown? Yes. Are you afraid of running out of time as your life comes to an end before you've managed to accomplish all the things you want to accomplish? Yes. Are you afraid of surviving while your loved ones perish? Also yes. Do you have fear of abandonment? Yes. Do you carry a lot of heartache from your past? Yes. Do you have resentment for others have done you wrong? Yes. Would you say you have some regrets in life? Yes. If you do it all over again, would you do anything differently? Yes. Are you proud of who you've become? Not yet. You feel like your choices and circumstances in life have made you who you are? Yes. You wish you'd been treated more fairly by others in the past? Yes. You strive to treat others better than you might have been treated? Yes. You ever wish you could help more people? Yes. You sometimes wish you could more easily help yourself? Yes. You look forward to where life may take you? As of right now? Yes. You feel like you're not living up to your full potential all the time? If you knew that following your dreams would end in certain success, would you do whatever it takes to pursue and achieve them? Yes. If you could travel in the past or the future but never return to the present, would you do it? Yes. Have you made peace with your past? No. Have you made peace with your current circumstances? Yes. Are you afraid of what conflict may arise in the future? Yes. If you could work twice as much as you do now and reap twice the amount of benefits from doing so, would you do it? Yes. Do you ever wish that you could be forgiven for the wrong you've done? Yes. Do you sometimes blame yourself even when things may not be your fault? Yes. Do you feel that others place the blame on you more often than they should? Yes. Would you enjoy an entire month of solitude with no communication with the outside world? No. That would drive me crazy. Do you wish your life turned out differently thus far? A little bit. Are you proud of what you've managed to accomplish? Yes. Do you feel like you've accomplished more than what you already have thus far? You could have accomplished more. Ah. Yes, I do feel like I could have done more if I started earlier. No, I don't feel like I'm wasting my potential just yet. Have you get the sense that you've hidden talent or undiscovered potential just waiting to break free? Yes. You ever feel like there's something especially unique about you that you just can't place your finger on? Yes. You have a difficult time trusting others? Yes. You ever get the sense that your mind works differently from others? Yes. Woo, this is a lot one. Ever wanted to make other people happier than the world has made you? Yes. I try so very hard. If I told you that everything is going to be okay, would you believe me? Not really. On the final page into the journal, there rests a small token between the pages. In the back of the journal, there seems to be one final question hidden away. There was a set of switches on the wall, each of them with a color and a number designated to them, with no other indicator as to what the switches did. Which switch would you choose to flip? Black 4. This has been noted. Your mark has been left. It's all in stone plaques. It's pressed against the wall. The chiseling has been lost to the test of time. You can't quite make out once it's meant to be read. I'm still gonna go left, even with death at the door. Upon a rotting house. The smell of mold fills the chambers you now reside in, unlike any that you've experienced before. There's an unmistakably overabundant dampness and the exuberant amount of humidity that hangs in heavy in this room. To add to that already overwhelming amount of discomfort that this chamber brings, the sound of water constantly dripping from the ceiling and wall is enough to drive someone mad if given enough time. Now painting of dark figures standing in front of castles and walls. The figures in the paintings are faceless, yet you can feel them watching you as you gaze upon them. An ash smudge map you've never seen or heard of before rests on the wall. Nothing about the land's travel route seems familiar to you whatsoever. Broken glass with chunks of flesh and heaps of blood rest still on the old splintered oak table. Cobwebs cling to the stools resting around the table, and legs of the chairs seem to be chewed apart by some small critter, adding to the degradation. The sink that sits against the wall is rusted and filthy. A sour stench rises from the drain and mixes with the smell of hanging garlic and herbs from the wall above. An old iron stove sits in the corner. It's fairly filthy, but well kept in terms of remaining intact and unbroken. Above the old stove contains a wall of full iron pans and various cooking utensils. Interesting enough, cooking utensils used appear to be unused and in good condition, if not a bit dusty. Various cobwebs, caked rotten, moldy ingredients rest on the kitchen floor. This crate seems to contain an odd mix of carrots and peppers. This crate contains salt preserved fish heads that have not been kept properly. Oh yeah. This crate seems to contain cabbage. Spiders have made their homes between the leaves. Ugh. Various cobwebs. This crate seems to contain mixed grains. Old crusty stale hardened bread sits on the countertop. Small jars of viscous liquid rest next to the bread. Inside a piece of parchment hangs on the wall containing ripped recipes for various meals. Below the parchment rests a butcher's block coated in blood. An old dusty clock. Grease and grime are caked upon the clock's degraded case. Hands of the clock have stopped frozen on 555. Rip the butterfly one final time. The wings and butterfly appear to be rotting and festering. Pluck the wings from the butterfly. You don't drown by falling into deep waters. You drown by staying there and refusing to swim. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, wanderer. An unworldly king sits alone at a decrepit wooden table, lost in deep thought. He pays no attention to you as you approach, yet he mumbles quietly, just loud enough for you to make out a few words. The king's eyes shift violently towards the crystalline petal collection that you acquired on your journey. The king fixates on the petals for a moment, then averts his gaze from yours as the room grows dark and still. I've been expecting you, wanderer. I presume you know very little of the petals you hold. Allow me to share with you the tale of how they came to be. There's a story of a lonely man who lives in a very lonely, dreary grey world, for everything is dull and drab and melancholy. The air bitter, the sky blackened. The dark sky is luminous, filled with even darker clouds. The desolate land in which the man treads is nothing but flat and endless. There lies no clear direction to travel, no destination in the bleak landscape. The atmosphere encompassing this realm has a distinct void of purpose, and all who wander here are most certainly lost. The man walks through these fields each and every day alone, until one very special day in the middle of these dreary fields he discovers something full of color and life. Something vibrant, something which radiates a rare special glow unlike anything he's ever seen before. Yep, I know this feeling. He carefully approaches and looks down upon what seems to be causing this phenomena. Before him sits a flower, but not just any flower, mind you. No, this flower is very special. This beautiful, intoxicating flower is unlike anything he's ever seen before. It radiates a positive energy, a powerful aura, and upon seeing this flower, the man feels instantaneously euphoric. He lays down next to the flower and admires its beauty, basking in the constant flow of energy that it gives him. He wonders how can something with such beauty such as this exist in the world, engulfed in seemingly endless darkness and gloom. And with that he spends as much time as he can with the flower until the sun inevitably sets. And darkness begins to fall. It's time to go home. It's time to leave. It's time to say goodbye. The man crawls to his feet, dusts himself off with a few brushes of his attire, and feels noticeably happier than he did before coming upon this flower. He then walks home and enters his small wood-built house, gets into his bed made of rough woolen covers, and tries as best as he can to get some sleep. As he closes his eyes, the last thought in his mind before slipping into consciousness is the flower. And the flower is what he dreams of on that night. When he wakes from his incredible dream of spending more time with the flower, he decides to get dressed and immediately return to the field in which he saw the thing that radiates such vibrant beauty, hoping that it would still be there, waiting for him. After traveling, he arrives in the field and their flower still remains. So the man happily lays down next to the flower once more, just as he had done the day before, and begins to enjoy the energy that the flower pours into him, admiring the petals endlessly. And then, darkness falls once more. The man begins to leave, but this time less satisfied than before. He arrives at home, gets into bed, and tries to sleep, but this too offers a different experience than the previous night. As he closes his eyes, the man is restless. He's uncomfortable. He's perturbed. And he has a difficult time falling asleep because the flower that makes him so happy isn't with him anymore. The flower is somewhere else, in some field growing in such a dark world all on its own, and he too is all on his own. The man begins to bellow and weep until eventually he cries himself to sleep. He awakes in the morning, immediately gets dressed in whatever clothing he can find, and bolts out the door to the field, not slowing his pace even for a moment until he arrives. He leaps into the dirt floor and lays with the flower all day long, enjoying the energy that it radiates, just as he did in days prior. And just as the days prior it had ended, the darkness falls once again. The man gets up and begins to walk home, saddened and burdened with a heavy heart, but something calls him back. A feeling in the pit of his stomach, a hole in his heart. He turns and walks back to the flower and he plucks it from the soil in which it has grown its entire life. He puts it into his pocket and hurries home excitedly. He lays in bed with a smile on his face and sets the flower on his pillow. He begins to admire the beauty of the petals all night, and they continue to bring him so much joy, so much bliss, that he had never had the pleasure of feeling before. The man is beyond content. For the first time in his life, in this dark, ugly world, the man is happy. For he now gets to spend all of his time with the flower, and he gets to enjoy it constantly, whenever and however he'd like, never having to say goodbye. As the days go on, they quickly turn to nights, and the nights quickly turn back into days. After a week has passed and his heart is full to the brim, the man knows something about the flower that he hadn't realized before. The glow it once had has begun to fade. The color that once was so vibrant had begun to grow pale. The leaves that were once so lively and green had begun to wilt, and the stem which held it so high above the ground had become soft and started to rot. The flower was dying, and the man knew what was coming next. He watered it profusely. He nurtured it gingerly. The man did everything he could to save the flower from an impending doom. But in the end, as the days turned to weeks and the air grew colder, increasingly bitter, the flowers lost its petals, and the stem lost its color. The flower lost its energy, and then as if all the happiness in the world had been sucked out, blown like ash to the wind, the flower died. The man lamented. He wailed. He cried tears heavy to match the burden and pain within his heart. For the only thing that has ever made him happy in life, or had ever filled that void within himself, was now gone. And the man knew deep within his soul that it was never coming back. He killed the thing that he loved and treasured so dear because he wanted to crave it so badly. He wanted it for himself. His selfishness, his greed, his possession killed the flower, and he would never know happiness again. I killed her. I killed her vibrance, her beauty, her radiant energy. I plucked her from what she needed to grow and be herself. Like a candle burning in windswept corridors, I carelessly snuffed out the flame that once shone so bright and lit the way to a better, brighter, happier future for all. Instead of enjoying my flower for what she was, instead of being appreciative of her time I had with her, I couldn't have just been content with the circumstances. I plucked her from the very life source that she needed in order to flourish and grow. I sought to possess her, and I lost her forever. My flower was no longer what she once was when I came to know her, but instead left as an empty, soulless husk of her former self, and now so, too, am I. If only I sought to appreciate rather than possess, she would still bless this world with her radiant beauty. My beautiful, unique, rare little flower, the only thing that ever brought me joy. And now I sit alone, all alone atop my throne of nothing, a crown atop my head of emptiness only to match my heart. Isn't it funny? If I had not been so selfish, I could have had it all. But because all is what I wanted, nothing is what I've got. I deserve my emptiness. I implore you to heed my warning, for if you make the same mistake that have wrought me this life of misery, then you will surely deserve the same fate that have begotten this old bitter lonely king. Now leave your petals upon the table. Walk away from them once and for all. Leave them with me before they consume your soul too. You scrounge together all of your crystalline petals and place them gently on the wooden table before the king. They begin to shake, tremble, and form into shapes before your very eyes. You are wise beyond your years. You are smarter and better than I ever could have hoped to be. Our fates will not be shared on this day. When you're feeling in pain, take the time to ponder what's hurting, why it's hurting, and what you've done to deserve it, and how you got in the position you're in life. It's trying to teach you a very valuable lesson. You'll be forced to relearn this lesson over and over again if you don't take the time to learn properly the first time. The Halls of Reflection. You can hear a fire crackling in the distance and feel the warmth its flame provides. The room smells clean, pure as though it's been well maintained and actively lived in. A stone chair is positioned tightly against the wall, and its seat, a peculiar figure. It remains idle, yet you get the sense that it's watching every move you decide to make. Something rests in the hand of the figure. What do you want to do? Hello, butterfly. You know what time it is. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly. You've acquired butterfly wings. Take a moment away from the pain to smile now, my friend. If you only knew what life had in store for you, you'd be dancing in the rain as we speak. It's time to reap what you've sown, wanderer. Maybe it be a bountiful harvest? The butterflies that you've collected in your journey swarm together and form a message in the air. It's important to recognize who you decide to make your priority in life. It is equally important to recognize who has decided to make you one of their options. It's of dire consequence that you learn to not cross seas for someone who wouldn't even jump a puddle for you. The faster you recognize this, the happier you'll be. I wish you would. What's more important to you? Was it the journey, or was it the destination, wanderer? The fireplace rages on, yet the cobwebs around it cling tight and refuse to burn. There's no way that the fireplace could stay lit for a long period of time with the current state it's in. Someone has been here recently. An old painting of a man with a distorted face rests on the stone wall. His eyeballs appear to be plucked out of his head and rest on the table in front of him. The painting is titled, The Watcher. A statue of an unholy figure stands tall before you. It radiates dark energy and emits great heat from within its molten belly. What would you like to do? Toss all of your coins into the belly of the statue. You toss your wisdom tokens into the belly of the beast. You hear a dark voice echo off the walls of your mind. You've come this far. Take a good hard look in the mirror. You deserve to know the truth. You earned your reflection. You have paid tribute, and you'll get exactly what you deserve. An old dusty clock sits on the wall. The clocks on the hand have stopped, frozen 7:06. The hands emit a faint purple glow. A tapestry hangs on the wall. It's obviously seen better days. The old blood-rusted iron bar is lying in the room like a prison cell. It's unclear whether this was meant to keep someone out or keep something in. An old plaque rests on the wall with such various names chiseled into it. There are only 4 names on the plaque that you can see. 3 of them are names you've never heard before, and the final name is yours. Fresh fruit sits in a bowl on the table beneath some tattered tapestries. The fruit seems like it was just picked and washed this morning. There's no sight of bugs or pests living in the bowl, and no sign of rot or decay. And it ends here. This is it, wanderer. This is what you've been waiting for. Every decision you made has led you to this moment. Now, gaze upon the mirror and tell me what you see. It's still me. Throughout all trials and tribulations, it's still me. Pressed against the wall sits a mystical mirror swirling with radiant magics. You can see many different images contorting themselves within the twisted nether. Would you like to look deeper into the mirror and see your reflection? Mirror, mirror, show to thee what secrets have been hidden from me. Show me weakness, show me strength. Describe in detail, tell in length. Show me what I've been afraid to see. Show me who I'm afraid to be. Show me everything reflected true. Show me why I've come to you. You gaze deeply into the mirror at your own reflection. What it reflects back at you are the answers you seek. Deep within the mirror, a reflection is formed and is revealed to you. The reflection of the shackled. The story of the shackled is an interesting one, to say the least. It is said that long ago a great wizard of incredible fame and world renown fell madly in love with a woman who did not seem to share mutual feelings with his yearning. The wizard was said to be able to cast any spell with ease, amaze any audience with his arcane prowess, and fix any problem with a flick of his wrist or snap of his fingers. That was, until he met a beautiful baker woman whose shop he managed to find himself in during his travels. Far from home, the woman looked at him as an ordinary man, unlike everyone else who gazed upon his wondrous robes. She saw him for who he truly was inside, which is interesting because without the magnificence of his magic, he was actually quite dull and boring soul, to be honest. She cared not for his magic or spells, not for his sorcery or arcane power, but the power was all that wizard had ever known. Though dedicating his life to learning magic as a way to solve all of his problems, the wizard had no time or energy to build character along the way. It was lack of character that spelled doom for any potential romantic dealings with the baker woman. He considered casting a love spell in an attempt to enthrall her desire, but he knew that it was the spell would ever wear off. She would look at him with such disdain and resentment for forcing her to love him for what he wasn't, instead of who he could have been. So Wizard shackled himself with the powerful bonds that prevented him from using magic, so that when he encountered the problem, he had to think of alternative ways to fix it, or simply accept it for what it was. This was all in an effort to build character to entice the love and fixation of the woman he loved so dearly. As time went on, he found himself broke, cornless, and thrown aside, forgotten by society, for without his magic, he was worth nothing to the crowds and audiences that paid to see him work his sorcery. Without his magic, he was no use to anyone, and while this pained him greatly, he never took the shackles off, constantly pursuing the journey to build himself into a woman that would draw the adoration of the baker woman. One day, when the man was traveling down the crossroads just outside of the town, a group of ruffians ambushed him and stole everything they could get their hands on. He was now left naked and beaten, laying on the crossroads, taking his final breaths when a figure emerged from the shadows. It was the baker woman. She quickly rushed to his side and questioned why he was chained and bound, and why he didn't use his character to fight off his enemies, to which he replied, "To build character." When the baker woman heard of the struggle and hardship that the wizard had gone through to just earn her love and adoration, she unshackled him and pressed her lips to his. Whatever he put into building himself into a character that the woman could love was far more powerful than any love spell could ever accomplish. She felt so awful embarrassed for not realizing the truth sooner that she sobbed into his chest, as they held each other closely in the dirt, for the wizard didn't need to build character at all. For he had character all along, yet the baker woman just couldn't see past all of the glitz and glamour, much like the rest of the world who looked upon the wizard. She encouraged him to continue with his magic and to earn the favor of the crowds and the audience once again, as they set off to get married and lived happily ever after. Now, the reflection of the shackle represents someone who knows that they have something special inside them, and they keep it stuffed down for one reason or another. If you receive the reflection of the shackle, then it means that you're most likely suppressing something incredibly important about yourself. Either you're attempting to be someone you're not, so that others may like you, or you've convinced yourself that you're not good enough as you are, and that you need to do something different, or be something different in life. It can also mean that you're not letting your confidence shine through for the fear of sounding arrogant or intimidating others by your greatness. Oftentimes, even though we may have some insecurities within ourselves, we can still feel confident in some areas, but we don't let it show as often as we should. The honest truth is the right people will love you exactly as you are. If they can't see you past your exterior, show them your interior and let them know that you are multidimensional. You don't have to be someone you aren't just to satisfy others, but you could also reveal a bit more of yourself to others without fearing the consequences of it, because you've got a beautiful soul that deserves to be set free. Remove the shackles that you've placed on yourself and take comfort in knowing that any fear, worries, or concerns you have are nothing but bonds holding you back from accomplishing what you want. You have nothing to be afraid of, for you are a grand prize to be admired, those who are deserving of your true self. Let go of whatever's holding you back and shine your unique and special light brighter than you ever have before, unapologetically and unwaveringly. Not only do you deserve this destiny, but others will be better off knowing the true you too.
Your secret word is shackled. Remember, this word will benefit you greatly if you decide to use it. Sometimes a mirror reflects something within your soul, and sometimes it reflects the reverse of what resides inside you. Both factors are of equal value. It is up to you to interpret whether your reflection shows your reality or the reverse of it, wanderer. So pay heed and listen to my words. For the mirror never lies. I will free you from the confines of this place once and for all. You are free to do as you please from this point onward. I wish you the best of luck in your journey forward, wanderer. But it's now time for you to do some reflection on your very own. You have discovered 7 out of 7 of the deadly sins. You have discovered 23 out of 23 butterflies. You have discovered 17 out of 18 torn journal pages. You have discovered 7 out of 7 artifacts. You have discovered 7 out of 8 relics. There are 4 more hidden secrets left for you to uncover, but this particular journey must end here. Alright, so that was the testing chamber. It's definitely a bit more of a long slog than usual. I will probably be cutting this up into at least 3 parts, because like I said, that was long, with one final one being a full playthrough of it so you can see everything. But as always, thank you for watching, and if you liked it or you felt like some of these questions or anything like that helped you mentally at all, or just trying to understand yourself, like, comment, and subscribe. Try out the series for yourself, and how about you stay just a little bit sassy, but always keep it classy. Bye bye.